Oh god.
Dolphins on the road at the Chargers. You were all over the Niners, and the wise guys were all over the Niners. That was our big sharp calls last week.
Yeah.
Betting against the Dolphins, basically at any price, and it was right. Were the Dolphins exposed? What did we learn? What does this tell us about the Chargers as home dogs? And I'll remind people, we hate the Chargers as favorites. We love the Chargers as underdogs.
Yeah, and that was another cool thing of like the fans enjoyed the fact that they were on the 3.5 with the 49ers and it closed at 5 by kickoff. So it's nice when you're on the early line movement, the pros come in heavy over the weekend, bump it all the way up to 5, and you're sitting there on a 3.5 ticket. But same game this week of Chargers are not left for dead, but it feels that way by people. People are just totally off of this team now. They every week shoot themselves in the foot. We've seen the head coach make terrible decisions, make weird decisions. They don't make the playoffs. He's definitely going to be fired. But in this matchup, like I was going to make this my Simon Says, but I think you can wait and you can get a 3.5. This is a Sunday night game. The public is going to be all over Miami in this matchup. They're going to bet this number. They're going to throw them in a lot of teasers, a lot of parlays. This is just a classic bounce back spot for this Miami team. My issue is Miami that good? And we already talked about it last week. I didn't think Miami was that good. They played a kind of a soft schedule, had a couple games where they're in good spots against teams. Have major questions about their defense. Their defense has given up a lot of yards, and teams have moved the ball on them pretty easily. Even I went back a couple weeks ago and I rewatched that Bears game against them where the Bears should have beat Miami at home. Justin Fields just had a really bad pick at the end of the game where that's why they didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like they got away with one there, and where people would be looking at them different if they had dropped one or two of these games along the way here. So, looking at a matchup between a Chargers team and a Miami team that, man, this is going to come down to the quarterbacks. I like them getting the 3.5. That's a great number to have with a Chargers team that plays games close. We've seen the games they've lost this year. It's usually a close loss or they win by a couple points. That's just kind of how the Chargers been this year. Mike Williams, that's a big deal if he's back this week. We've seen the DBs and the cornerbacks really struggle with this Miami team this year. That was out of this world what happened last week with the 49ers. The fact they brought in a third stringer and be able to move the ball up and down the field in this Miami defense. And we flip it the other side where Joey Bosa is not going to be back. His injury was 8 to 10 weeks. I believe it happened the final week of September. So he should have been back this week practicing if everything had gone perfectly. It hasn't. I checked beat writers this morning. There is no update. They gave an update on Sunday after the game that they didn't think Bosa was going to practice this week with the team. I haven't seen that he is. That's a big deal. But luckily, we still have Khalil Mack, which is a huge advantage to have on the defensive line. Going against these backups that Miami's had to start now, these left tackle and right tackle positions. So I love all the different things coming together where Miami is a really good team, but they're missing key pieces to that offense. And if Waddle's injured as well, that's even bigger of a reason to want to back this Chargers team. Like that really gets things going. You have Waddle and Tyreek Hill on the field together. So all the signs point to taking the Chargers. And the biggest last one is going to be, I don't know what the numbers are yet, Chad, what the public's going to do, but I guarantee the public is going to be backing this Miami team. So if you're looking at a book and you have a 3, just wait. I do think you'll be able to get 3.5.
73% of the bets are on the Dolphins right now. 89% of the money on the Dolphins right now.
Yikes. Right. So another road favorite getting all the money and all the tickets. It's never good.